Hey everyone, Selwyn here from WynnStrength. On today's video, I was going to go over a couple of things as to how to make the most out of a training break. We've all been there, life happens, external circumstances happen, things of that nature occur, and we're going to take some extended time off training at some point in our lives, whether that be now, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, whatever that case may be. Right now, I'm going through a bit of an extended layoff. We're currently at 3 months of not training in any significant manner. And I've thought of a couple of things as to how to strategically make this, make the most out of a bad situation, as it were. First off, you want to maybe use it to lose some weight. My peak training, I weighed at around 205 to 210 pounds. Right now, we're hovering at around 180 to 185 pounds on average. So we're looking at a 20-pound weight loss there. And that's obviously a lot of that's come from muscle loss and muscle just atrophy at that point. We're not really doing any significant training. And there's really nothing you can do to stop that. The data available does show that obviously muscle is growing through muscle protein synthesis being a bigger effect than muscle protein breakdown. And the biggest way to do that is through weight training. Without weight training, you can't really signal that response to any meaningful degree. Obviously, you can eat a lot of protein. You can do things nutritionally that affect that. But again, it's not going to be that big of an effect to offset the fact that you're not training. So with that kind of framework in mind, I thought, why not lose some weight? We reduce the calories significantly. I'm not eating as much as I normally would. Mainly, I'm not that hungry. The scale down to pretty much no training has helped with that. And that's something to look at. 20 pounds of weight loss in around 3 months isn't that bad. I mean, a lot of that's muscle loss. So with that in mind, given the data available to us, I wouldn't worry too much about trying to like super saturate your diet with protein in an effort to reduce the amount of muscle loss that you will be experiencing through your training time off. Just eat as healthily as possible and just really reduce those calories to match what a sedentary person would actually have to eat. So that brings us to our next point, which probably goes without saying, but it's worth mentioning, is to keep as active as possible. And this is because this is going to be the biggest way that you can kind of reduce the slowdown in muscle degradation and strength loss as possible. That diet's not really going to do much, but moving around the house, being more active, trying to walk around, literally doing anything that keeps that body in motion is going to help signal the body to at least not reduce the muscles as fast as it would if you were sitting still doing nothing. So even if that's a couple of push-ups, some bodyweight squats, and if you have access to it like a doorway pull-up bar, moving around heavy things, doing more yard work, doing more manual labor around the house if possible, moving around furniture if you need to, but keeping as active as your schedule allows or as your environment allows you to is going to do a lot more than trying to fine-tune your diet to reduce some of those losses of muscle mass. Next off is going to be cycling off supplements. Just simply stopping any supplements you might be doing that relate to working out, pre-workouts, even protein powders to some degree. I haven't taken any supplements whatsoever in the last 3 months. The only thing that's kind of stayed with me is caffeine, and I have tried to reduce that a little bit so that when we do enter that gym again, we have a little bit more of that ergogenic effect from caffeine. But since you aren't working out, there's no real need in taking any supplements whatsoever. Again, with that weight loss in mind, I would throw in here to try and clean up the diet. And finally, following on from that, is just going to be housekeeping. Not like keeping your house clean. You should probably always keep your house clean, I would say. But looking at other things in your life. How's your sleep hygiene? Are you getting a lot of sleep at enough quantity and enough quality? Is your room blacked out? For reiterating the nutrition point, are your nutritional habits on point? Are you getting enough protein for your body? Is your calorie in balance? Are you losing weight now and knowing what that food looks like so that when you do start to train again, you don't have to increase as much. Maybe you increase gradually to really dial in where your nutritional habits need to be. Maybe you need to read up on some training theory, some studies around that. There are some really good books that are available just in training progression, programming for strength, technical things you can look at, studying past videos to see how you can improve your training when you are able to re-enter that gym again. What I'll do in the next video is talk about what program you should do next. and also how to re-enter the gym when you're able to start training again. What strategies and tactics should you use to help guide your decisions when you're stepping foot into that gym again? So hopefully you got some value out of this video. Please click that like button down below. This has been Selm from WynnStrength, and remember, a better life through strength. So that bring blah 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 blah.